attacking, but his defending has just looked that little bit worse at times.
I think if you look at some of the results that we've previously seen from Gorilla as well, in that first leg of the game, it's almost a feeling out process for him. I often compare Gorilla, he's probably one of the best in the sport, to one of the best in boxing, Floyd Mayweather. In the opening rounds, he analyses the data of his opponent, he tries breaking them down, he picks up their strengths, their weaknesses. In the second leg, that's where he typically tends to come out. He'll be a little bit more aggressive, he knows what to expect, and that's when he'll pick people off.
I mean, you know, not to say that's wrong, but just from what I saw this weekend, that didn't look the case. It seemed like maybe he was being more aggressive in the first leg. You know, he obviously had that second leg to fall back on because he would always find himself up in the game, as he's done right here, and I think that kind of emphasizes my point, is he would always find himself ahead, he'd get those early goals in, put himself in a nice lead, but then it would be that second leg that maybe he'd take his foot off the pedal, or maybe his teammates have, you know, found him out and analysed that data and found out where he's weakest.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's so much footage to watch of him as well, because he's been around for so long at the highest level. You can analyse him if you know that you're going to come up against him. Given how the format's been, it's quite hard to predict who you're going to be coming up against. This bracket completely randomly generated, and the potential matchups that could be coming up down the line are quite mouthwatering. If Gorilla does beat Goal Machine and Janos beats Megabit, that will be the quarter-final.
I think regardless of who wins that other game, they've got a massive task on them. I think Gorilla, obviously one of the best players in the world right now in FIFA, but even I would say, oh, well, there you go, 2-0. And that's all it needs to be, is getting those few opportunities and scoring them. He's so clinical in the final third, but this is where things need to be analysed from his point of view. This is where he needs to maintain concentration and not throw it away, because how many times I've seen him in this position, he's thrown it away. Is he going to do it again? That's the question. Yeah, that's the question on everyone's mind, really. From Goal Machine's perspective, probably the worst possible start that you could have. 2-0 down inside 12 minutes against Gorilla. Has to maintain his concentration, has to maintain his composure now, though. We saw it. I'm going to go back to it because it's one of the most unique situations that we've been in as commentators and analysts at Gfinity last week in the Elite Series, over a two-legged game where your teammate plays the second leg against a completely different opponent. In the first leg, Diego Poxetto lost 6-1. If you're 2-0, 3-0 down, you just see out the game and give your opponent at least a little bit of hope. What Goal Machine can't do is almost try and give this game away if he goes 5-6-0 down in the first leg. He needs a little bit of hope to try and get back into the second leg. He's got to maintain his composure and not throw this game completely away. We've seen many pros, and it slowly escalates. I've seen a lot of 6 and 7-0s just because some of those players have been far too aggressive in trying to get back in the game and not really realising there's two legs to this. There's a lot of time to go in the matches. Gorilla just testing his luck there, see if he can potentially add a third. Look at MS Desari, 7-0 in the first leg. Not even over the course of the two legs. He won, I think it was 8-1 altogether. He won that round of 16 game. And we're just having a look over our shoulder, the other games that are taking place. Ajax Lev against Maestro, Icevogel against Abrucio, and Dax versus Latka. The game's taking place on the main stage right now. "25 minutes on the clock. Gorilla 2-0 to the good. Two early goals were the difference in this one. Came out all guns blazing, did Gorilla. Had a little bit of a break, both of these players, between the round of 32 and the round of 16. How important do you think that is, having that little break? It can go one or two ways, can't it? It can either rejuvenate you and you can really start to pick up your game, maybe get something to eat, compose yourself again, or it can go the other way. If you're a momentum player and you're just like rolling games back to back, you taking that break could completely kill your confidence. Gorilla through on goal, not going to make it free at that point, but he does keep possession and has a potential opportunity still crafting itself here. He finds his way into the box with R9 Ronaldo, and the shot's going to be blocked off as Goal Machine just about deals with it, but the pressure's still on, giving the ball away very sloppily. And here comes Gorilla once more. Nice little passes on the edge of the box, beats his man, goes for the ball roll, but the ball deflects to Ronaldinho, is parried by David De Gea. The ball's still picked up, and we've seen so many chances and so many goals where De Gea has parried it out to an unmarked striker for the goal, and you can only say it's a matter of time before Gorilla gets that third goal.
Yeah, you're talking about the parries from De Gea. It's almost sometimes players take a shot knowing that they're not going to score, and they're playing for the rebound. They're playing to get a parry into a dangerous area with the players like a CR7 or an R9 Ronaldo with that 99, 98 attacking positioning will be in the right place at the right time to take home the rebound.
It's time for Goal Machine to get a few attempts up front, but doesn't get much out of it, and now it's Gorilla. That traditional counter-attacking style he likes to play with. Unfortunately, to be a bit sloppy with the ball there, but he still has possession. As Goal Machine repositions and readdresses the situation. Nice tackle there, but doesn't really get full control, and a quick shot comes off from Gorilla, but probably not going to beat him in that angle.
Yeah, snapshot in from Messi, I think it was. De Gea got down well and saved it with his feet. Possesses the save with feet trait. Seen a couple of goalkeepers used in the last couple of weeks when we've been looking at some other competitions. Player who plays for Olympic Lyon, Rafsu, used Begovic in goal. Quite a controversial pick. He just said
Begovic OP.
De Gea wasn't the one doing the job for him, so Begovic was the man between the sticks. I think this tournament we've seen, I would go on a limb and say De Gea all the way through. I've not seen another goalkeeper used.
I've rarely seen another goalkeeper used in most competitions, if I'm being honest with you. But just a quick update. Tim Latka's leading 2-1 over Dax. Dax has just managed to get a goal back. And that game is about half an hour into the matchup.
In this one, just coming into half-time, Gorilla leading 2-0. 2 early goals in the first 15 are the difference since that second goal's gone in. Nothing really to shout about. That man, Goal Machine, hasn't had a shot registered on goal.
So what is it you think Goal Machine needs to do differently here? Gorilla, I have to give him credit here. He's controlled this game so far. Got 2 quick-fire goals, and I think that's alleviated some pressure on him to do much more. It's just about maintaining the possession, managing the game.
I think for Goal Machine, you can't let the occasion get the better of you. You're playing on the main stage against arguably one of the best FIFA players of all time. Just try and just almost cut everything else away and just try and play your own game. Don't worry about the spectacle. Don't worry about the ramifications of the game. Just try and compose yourself, put yourself in a different place, and just play the FIFA that you need to play to get back into this game.
See how Goal Machine responds in this second half. There's still plenty of time for him to get back into it. You almost think he's considering his options going into the second leg, and maybe just trying to limit any chances for Gorilla to potentially get a third goal here, as he's got an opportunity. Just darting about on the edge of the box to see if he can find that opening as CR7 gets it, trying to find a turn onto goal, but great positioning in the defense from Gorilla there, not giving him any space, and an even better tackle there just to avoid any danger.
Yeah, you saw the way that Gorilla was defending there in that little spell. He was controlling Sergio Ramos and then using the AI to close him down. Great feet from Gorilla. What a goal that is. What a goal.
That is naughty. That is pure filth from Gorilla there. Berber spins inside, ball rolls past the slide tackle, finds an unmarked Ronaldo, and an absolutely textbook finesse shot past David De Gea. 3-0 to Gorilla, and he is cruising.
Well, that all in 3 passes as well. Ramos tackled it, played a long through ball down the line to CR7. I'm going to say McGeady spin, Berber spin inside, into a ball roll. R9 slots it home. 3-0 the scoreline. And we've seen Gorilla throw away leads in the past, but he looks very, very comfortable right now.
Does. He's defending very well, which some would say is maybe uncharacteristic of him. And fair play to his attacking presence. The fact that he defended so well actually there. Yep. That move all came from a fantastic tackle. I think it might have been Patrick Vieira that made it inside the penalty box. And it was all about that quick counter-attacking play that got that goal started. And then just some individual brilliance from him to create a goal almost out of nothing there. And Goal Machine, well, we might have to call out tech support here because the Goal Machine is definitely faltering so far.
Back post, Rude Hoyt for Goal Machine. What a save from David De Gea. Well,
do you have tech support's number? Because he can't buy a goal at this point.
If that had been Chris Trout at the back post, we'd have seen it, the net bulging.
Towering header. Here we go.
Dani Alves, look how high Dani Alves is. He's the right back for Goal Machine.
Still working his way. I like the fact that he's kept possession here. He's still waiting for an opportunity. But you've got to give good credit to Gorilla there. Amazingly aggressive defending and getting it spot on as well. Those opportunities can go so catastrophically wrong for you if you don't time the tackle.
Yeah, if that goes awry, you're looking pretty much at a golden opportunity for Goal Machine. This is his chance to get back into the game. David De Gea, once again, with huge saves. We often say, if you're going to win a trophy, your goalkeeper has to be on fine form.
Amazing saves from David De Gea there. You have to maybe question the aggressive attacking style of Gorilla there. Not really making sure his passes were the correct one. Left him in a situation where I think you had 3 attackers against 2 defenders. He gets away with it and maintains that 3-goal lead. But examples like that could be why he's throwing away so many leads over this weekend. Yeah,
potentially so. You're seeing Dennis Bergkamp come off here for Goal Machine. Probably the only player in the tournament to use Dennis Bergkamp. We've seen a 92 player of the month, Mo Salah, come on as well. And Lozano coming on. The 84 in form, Chucky Lozano, coming on at right wing.
Well, got to try something out of the ordinary. Thinking outside the box is probably what Goal Machine wants right now, as his strikers have certainly been letting him down.
I'm wondering, for the De Gea saves, has Gorilla pressed in the right stick to get De Gea to cover the back post? That's something that not a lot of people actually know about. If you do press in that right stick on your analog, your goalkeeper will shift across and is more likely to save a low-driven shot.
I didn't know that. No wonder I'm no good at FIFA. Back to the game, though. Gorilla's back on the attack, looking for a 4th goal. If you can get a 4th goal here, you've got to say this game is more or less put to rest in the first leg. And Gorilla, I think he's itching for another championship. Definitely looks hungry. And he's playing some good FIFA right here. So it wouldn't be unsurprising if he does manage to get something out of this weekend.
He's wanting to reclaim his throne, you could say. He got knocked off by Tex, I think it's safe to say. And with F2 Tex exiting the competition, I think he is definitely wanting to reclaim that throne as the UK's best player. There's a few UK players left in the tournament. Hashtag Harry being one. And again, that solid defending from Gorilla, quite un-Gorilla characteristically. Usually it's the attacking play that we're saying is so good for him, but he's not had that many chances. He's just scored every chance that he's had, and the defending has been pretty much on point for him.
He has been very good. I think you have to give credit to Goal Machine. He's had those opportunities created for himself. He's just not been very clinical. David De Gea has made some clutch saves, and Gorilla's been able to get that defender in the position he needs to at the last gasp effort. And right now for Gorilla, it's just about
seeing out
controlling the pace. Yeah,
I think you've got to keep a clean sheet. If Goal Machine gets 1 goal back, maybe starts building, maybe begins to get a little bit more momentum, you could say, and maybe starts to mount a comeback. If this ends 3-4-0, I can't see him regrouping.
I was just questioning whether Gorilla maybe should have played that ball into the space over the top, and might not have actually ended up in a really potent attack, but it would have certainly run down the clock, and he could have got the ball as far away from his own net as possible as Goal Machine goes on the attack. And because he's maybe been a bit more tentative about holding the ball, he's given up a goal there.
And persistency in the end has paid off for Goal Machine. That back post cross, Salah, he was the substitute brought on. We've seen Alessandrini come on right now. Inform Alessandrini for Goal Machine. This man, on Ultimate Team, on Weekend League, he doesn't have all the coins. He uses the players who are cheap, who are good for him. Lozano, Alessandrini, Mo Salah. If they've worked for him on Weekend League, why not bring him to the big stage?
Well, I've spoke about this a little bit before and touched on it in previous matches. It's just like there's such a mental game behind Ultimate Team. I don't know about you and the people at home, but when I play with someone, they don't particularly perform. No matter how good they look on paper, no matter how high rated and shiny they look, if they don't perform, that's it. They're out the team and they're never coming back. And you come to a tournament like this, and as you said, he might not have all those big shiny players. He plays with what he's actually got. It's kind of that mental game of, are you going to throw all the big shiny players in that are available to you? And what if it doesn't work out? If it doesn't work out, are you going to start going back to those lower rated players? What if you're not comfortable with those big shiny players and they play slightly differently? And it's not necessarily saying they're bad and they don't work, because every single player here is using them, but there is such a comfortable factor about FIFA. And I mean, it looks like it's actually working for him as he's got a second goal back. And this is exactly what I was touching on about Gorilla.
Yep, his inability to hold on to leads was the thing that you could say would be the one flaw in his game. Got played out to Lozano on the right-hand side, low driven across the goalkeeper, fell into Alessandrini, of all man. 6 yards out, volleys home, 3-2 the scoreline, and right now coming into this second leg, in 6 minutes, we've gone from saying the game's over to this is a serious test now in this second leg. There you have it, last kick of the game pretty much.
It's disappointing, to be honest. I think it's just a lapse in concentration. 3-0 up in the 80th minute, and he's thrown away 2 goals. I mean, this game is as good as 0-0 at this point.
Yep.
That 1 goal really isn't much of a lead to hold out in a 90-minute game of FIFA.
Well, especially if Goal Machine has kickoff, how many times do we see players straight from kickoff get straight back into a game, score pretty much instantaneously? If that happens, 3-3, I'm not going to say Gorilla's mind and his head will go, because he's been in this position so many times before. His mental game is pretty much stronger than anyone's I've ever seen before. But Goal Machine, he'll be fancying himself. And I think I'm just seeing there, Gorilla is playing with a 3-5-2 formation. Yeah,
he does start with that formation, but I believe he switches to the 4-2-3-1 going into the game. Don't quote me on that, but it's definitely not something he sticks with. I think he just likes having players like Neymar, players like Maradona.
Starting for him.
I've seen him use Maradona a couple times in the group stage, and the dude goes clutch for Gorilla, like banging in goals, banging in assists. So I wouldn't be surprised if he pops him out in this game just to give him an edge in the final moments of the game. But you've got to see a positive start from him. He does not look impressed or happy with himself. He's probably thinking, how has things gone so drastically wrong in that situation?
A penalty on the PS4 side between the 2 massive football clubs, Schalke and PSG. I think it's Rio Ferdinand who gave it away. And Dax has a chance to level up this game, 76 minutes on the clock.
You might be able to see it in the background there. Oh, he saved it! He's made the save. You might have just seen that on the screen on the big projector behind. And there you go. Dax manages to get the goal back in the end. So that game is all squared up at 3-3, but back to the attention on Spencer Ealing. It's a big game for him.
Yeah, that was the first leg still. We're just waiting for the second leg to get underway between Goal Machine and Gorilla. All up to play for. 3-2 the scoreline. Gorilla was leading 3-0 up to the 80th minute, and then Goal Machine got 2 quick-fire goals, 84 and 90, to put this game in the balance once again. It's going to be Goal Machine getting us underway, kicking from left to right in the white kit. Gorilla from right to left in that EA Sports blue and yellow.
Let's see if that gives Goal Machine a bit of confidence in how he approaches this next game. Looks like he's going with the same players and formation. The performance of Lozano and Alessandrini's not really motivated him to change anything to start off with. But here comes the attack of Goal Machine. It's not really getting a lot done for him so far. Can Gorilla restore his lead that he previously had? I think if he can get an early goal here, this might be a real tough task for Goal Machine to come back into. He's comfortable at this situation. Only one goal down. He can take his time doing this. There's not much sense in rushing it and making a mistake. He can really bide his time.
I've just been silent for a few seconds, Trout, because I'm looking at the mini-map, and it looks like to me that Gorilla is stuck with the three at the back. It looks like he's playing with the flat three.
Is that because the ball's not going to outplay?
Potentially so. But if he's took, I know Tass is good friends, 3-5-2. Ryan was playing 3-5-2 as well. So potentially that could be a difference for him coming into this game. Or we've not seen the ball go out yet, and the changes haven't been made from him. So I'll be keeping a close eye on that. As soon as the ball does go out, see if that mini-map does change.
Like you said, I've seen a few pros whack out the 3-5-2, and it's not a bad formation. Bit unorthodox, but it gets the job done for some guys. Gives them nice presence up front, gives them that attacking option on the wings, but also on the defensive side gives them almost replacement fullbacks as Ronaldo goes through one-on-one, and a big rushing save from David De Gea will stop that one. Goal Machine actually doing well to keep that ball in play and making sure that a serious threat in a set piece like a corner doesn't go in the way of UNILAD Gorilla.
I know you love a corner.
I love a corner. I love getting up. Aerial duel.
Also,
people are probably like, what are they talking about? Why do they keep referencing real life, like, football antics?
The meta of the defending a corner as well. Getting that man on the front post, trying to snuff out the danger.
It got me excited about playing some Power League now. We've been playing a bit of Power League after the shows the past 2 nights, and Richard just loves it when I get up for a big header, but completely unrelated to what's going on the stream. But it's a 0-0 situation in this second leg on aggregate, 3-2 to Gorilla, who threw away 2 goals, and Goal Machine once again.
Pull it at the back post, maybe. It's a 6'3" frame. What an effort that was from Messi.
Cannot find the back of the net. He's had such hard luck in this matchup. He's had a few opportunities to put the ball away, and he didn't really get anything till the 80th minute where he scored 2.
And the ball's still not gone out of play. Gorilla's still playing with the 3-5-2.
See if that does change. I don't think he's going to be too
worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're going to go in with a formation like that, you should at least have some experience of playing with it. So I don't think it's the end of the world for him. There's a chance for Gorilla. Plays it out to Ronaldinho, trying to find that space inside. He's going to lay it off to Messi. With his back turned to goal, does find a play into Vieira. And the ball bobbles out of play. You just check if the formation has in fact changed or whether he's stuck with that 3-5-2. Goal Machine once again retains the possession, switches to the play. I like that, just shifting the focus of the attack over to a different part of the pitch, forcing Gorilla to reshuffle and reshape the squad.
That's quite a risky ball from Gorilla. Looking at the 3-5-2, I think I was speaking to Tass, and he said some of the advantages. Going forward, you get a lot more players going in the attacking third, especially in the trio, the cam and the 2 strikers. It enables you to work the 1-2 passes very effectively. But also, what you'll see a lot of the pros do, the switcher play, right wing to left wing to try and pull your opponents out of position. The 3-5-2, arguably the best formation, just because it gives natural width and using players with higher ball control, higher passing stats, your left wing and your right wing, rather than an Antonio Valencia or a Kyle Walker at that position.
And it maintains those 2 CDMs in front, as well as the fact that you can put in 3 centre-backs. You could probably go for the Rio Ferdinand, you can go for the Maldini.
And the Ramos.
Sergio Ramos. And I think the great part about having 3 centre-backs is they naturally, I would say for the major majority, have better defending stats than most fullbacks, which just gives you those opportunities where we see so many balls on the edge of the box that find their way in. As Gorilla goes through, the ball's parried out. He doesn't make a goal from that one.
Yeah, I thought Ronaldo was just going to rebound that in there, but Goal Machine does well just to snuff out the danger and just to escape that opportunity from Gorilla. And I'm trying to look at this mini-map right now. I'm trying to see what formation Gorilla is playing.
I think it is the three at the back.
It's the 3-5-2 that he is playing with. And I was speaking to hashtag Ryan, and he said if you're playing against the 3-5-2, you have to match it up. If you're not matching up the 3-5-2, you're at a serious disadvantage. So maybe that's something that Goal Machine needs to do in this second half. Because he's playing Marcelo and Dani Alves, so he's playing a 4.
Here comes Goal Machine, probably the last chance of this first half. In the second leg doesn't really come to anything, and that'll be okay for Gorilla. He's happy just making sure that didn't lead to anything, as the whistle does blow there.
I think he'll be disappointed that the half-time whistle's gone there as well, because it looked like he could have been in. So he's playing with a 4-3-2-1. I think it is a 3-5-2 from Gorilla at half-time. This is the second leg of this fixture. 3-2 the scoreline.
Just having a look at some of the other games going on here. I think Ajax Lev, who's actually knocked out hashtag Aggie, I believe it is 3-3 in his game against LOSC Maestro, and in fact Maestro's just taken the lead to go 4-3 up, and I think Icevogel against Abruzzo,
it's 1-1 I've seen.
I think Abruzzo is winning 3-1 on aggregate. I'm not too 100% sure, and that might even be 3-2 now to, is that Icevogel?
Yeah,
my eyes are getting bad in my old age.
From Team Envious, Icevogel.
Been doing great in the Elite Series. Really making a name for himself and doing great in this competition as well. And I'm pretty sure you were the guy saying to me before this even started that he was definitely one to watch.
Yeah, just the way that he plays the game, there's not a lot of emotion about him. He's very much, he goes, gets the job done, very similar to Nicholas. You don't see much from him until he's like a great white shark. All you see is the eyes. There's nothing else. He just holds it on his target and he takes what he wants.
Great white shark. Where do you come up with these? You did it. I don't know if it made it out on the stream, but the analogy about Ric Flair you did earlier was fantastic.
We might hear that a little bit later.
I want to hear a few more of these. I'm sure everyone at home wants to see a few more analogies. And the game between Gorilla and Goal Machine has reached a bit of a stalemate. No goals in this second leg. And Gorilla just holding on. Not really having much in this second leg either. Goal Machine really actually getting a good grip onto this one.
Chance.
He does get that turn inside. Messi looking for the ball over the top. De Gea punches clear. And it looks like Bergkamp playing that centre midfield role will pick that one up. Looking to play it inside. Hullet finds it. Here's Messi on the turn inside.
Wow.
He levels it up. Gorilla must be fuming.
Has to be fuming. That first leg, it came down to the last 10 minutes. He's 3-0 up. He's thrown away 2 goals in 10 minutes. And right now in this second leg, Gorilla's not had a lot to shout about. It seems to be all Goal Machine. And looking forward, Goal Machine is probably in the ascendancy right now to take this game. I spoke to him. I said, why do you use Bergkamp? He said, I use him at home. He was one of the first icons to get released, so I've grinded towards him. I've picked him up. And he's just got a little bit of everything. He's got good pace. He's got really good shooting, really good dribbling. He's quite physical as well. I think he's got around 78 physical on his card. It enables him to play in that almost Thierry Henry-esque right centre mid role.
Well, I think what's great as well is you said that he's maybe doesn't play with the flashiest of the players, and if it's someone he's grinded to, he's probably got a lot of love for that card, and he's found it to be a great addition to his squad and his gameplay, and it is all about that comfortable situation, just having familiarity with the players that you're playing with, and I think that might be a real big key for him as Gorilla's going forward, gets the shot, and it's so typical of what we've seen this weekend. Pros just getting that chance for the low driven at the back post, De Gea not being on form, parrying it out to the lurking winger and slotting it home. Gorilla takes control once again.
Low driven, coming in, you see it time and time again. Almost players, they shoot not knowing they're going to score, just waiting for the rebound. And right now, Goal Machine, I can hear changes being made in my ear. What are the changes? Switched into a 4-4-2. He's gone from the 4-3-2-1 into the 4-4-2. Once again, Salah and Lozano, the substitutes. Stay back while attacking on the fullbacks. Stay forward on the wingers. He has to go out for it last 28 minutes.
Let's see if that does work out for him. We've talked about how these players need to have a plan B and something in their locker to change up a game, mix things up. It worked very well for him in that first leg towards the closing stages. And he's bringing in the arsenal, the backup, a little bit earlier into the game, injecting something a little bit different. Will that be the cure to this ailment that Goal Machine is having in front of goal for this series? It's not like he hasn't had the opportunities there. I can count a few one-on-ones in the first leg that he just threw away from maybe sloppy finishing or David De Gea's freakishly amazing reflexes.
Maybe just not aiming the left stick. I know some players, they'll panic in front of goal, they'll not adjust it and move to the right direction. You talked about injecting something. He's injected pace. Lozano, unbelievable pace. That Mo Salah, I think he's got 98, 99 pace. So there is going to be, especially against the three at the back, I think Gorilla has just switched into a 4 at the back right now. You can see there on the mini-map. Looks like he has brought on Marcelo, so he's tried to strengthen up the ship. Goal Machine, he's signed for Bundled Esports. Those guys that are bundled, they love analysis. They told me, our players, we want a goal, a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. If you're winning, you need to know what to do. If you're losing, this is what you need to do. You need to make changes. That's it. We've seen a formation change, add 2 substitutes. Let's see if that can pay off for him now.
Maybe things not quite working out for Goal Machine. He's maybe gone a bit top-heavy as the defence looked a little bit shaky there. Not really the greatest of structure or shape. And we almost saw a very easy opportunity for Pele on the side of Gorilla, finding a passage towards goal through the centre. But here he comes on the attack. It's not the cleanest of football, and now it's the chance for Gorilla to attack. Just under 20 minutes left in this second leg. Great ball up the wing. It is going to be Neymar flying down the left-hand side. Great defending from Goal Machine to stop that one in its tracks, and it's his turn to attack. And he is going to use that wing. Lozano burning down the right-hand side. Looks for the ball inside. Risky pass, but he does get the free kick awarded for it.
Yeah, expecting to throw this into the box. It's R9 coming off and Alessandrini coming on. He had 93 Prime Henry on the bench. He chose Alessandrini. That shows the faith that Goal Machine is putting in this man up top. He's used him on Weekend League. He's done it 1,000 times for him on Weekend League. He needs him to do it right now in the last 15 minutes of arguably the biggest game of his FIFA career.
It looks like he's maybe looking for a bit more width on his play style, hoping that the poacher instinct of someone like Alessandrini can kick in. Obviously, taking off someone like R9 Ronaldo, you lose that target man up front to hold up the play and give you a wall to bounce off and lay up some shots, maybe tee up an opportunity for someone outside the box. Is it going to be a call that works out for him? As Goal Machine looks to find Ronaldo, flicks it to Lozano, gives it back to Ronaldo, and again, just a preemptive slide tackle.
Yeah, he read the danger. If Goal Machine turns back inside there, he's either got a penalty and a red card, Gorilla, or he's conceded a goal. He read exactly what Goal Machine was going to do, slid in before the ball had even been kicked, intercepted it, and now he's got a chance to make it 5-3. 10 minutes left. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is going to be a grandstand finish.
Who's going to come out on top? Still 10 minutes to find out, and this was where the danger occurred for Gorilla in the last leg. 3-0 up, cruising, and gave away 2 very sloppy goals. There's definitely time for Goal Machine to get one back and make it all square. Big tackle from Sergio Ramos just kills the danger there, and it's all about game management for Gorilla now. He's got to hold on to it. He is one of those players that plays with full attacking presence, but I think this is an opportunity where he's got to just maintain possession of the ball and control the pace of the game, force Goal Machine to play over-exuberant, make mistakes, as he's going to call in a pause.
The ball might not even go out.
And for Gorilla, it is about maintaining possession of the play and keeping the ball on the pitch, because if that goes out, the tactical change could perform extremely well.
Salah's
back post. Mohamed Salah equalises it up. Gorilla gives away the ball. He hangs his head in despair as Mo Salah, someone we're not traditionally used to seeing at these big competitions, comes up with that left foot just like he's been doing in real life, and it's all once again still to play for.
Well, we're going to say it. He's using Sergio Ramos at right back, the team of the year Ramos at right back. High medium work rates for Ramos. Where were he then? That space that was evacuated, where Salah just burst into. Look how Ramos is so far off him. Salah gets in behind, one touch out of his feet. De Gea goes down early, and extra time is looming. What a comeback from Goal Machine. We were talking about his mental side. Has he got the mental stability to keep calm in a high-pressure situation? Of course he has.
How many nightmares has Mo Salah given weekend league players across the world, and he's done it right here for Goal Machine, giving Gorilla a nightmare. And I think that was the newest Mo Salah, was it?
I think it's the 92, so there's a 93 just being released.
93.
But this 92, the 93 isn't available on the accounts that the guys are playing on. Got a chance for Goal Machine right now. Alessandrini, look at Salah again, he's in behind. He's not getting away from Ramos.
Surely he's not going to do it. Surely he's not going to add the misery compiler. Cuts it inside, Alessandrini, Messi, Ronaldo goes for the shot, it lands for Ronaldo, he can't find the back of the net, Gorilla's panicking!
Goal Machine, 90th minute winner against Gorilla.
Composure has gone out the window. Goal Machine has clutched up in the final kick of the game, and it's that man, Lozano, cheap as chips, but that goal is priceless.
He just didn't clear his lines. He tried passing out from the back, and Irving Lozano, the 84 rated. We've seen Salah, he was the difference maker. Alessandrini had the original shot, and then Lozano slots it home. Takes, now Gorilla will be going home unless we see something special from that man, Gorilla. Wow. What a turnaround.
He's got to go full on attack, throw everything he possibly can at this situation. We're in the 90th minute. We've seen how vulnerable players can be from the kickoff. Is this a time for Gorilla to get something out of this? He's played a solid game throughout this, and it's just been these moments that have been his undoing throughout the weekend, and once again that has been the case. It's time to show him what you're made of, Spencer. Have you got it in your locker to clutch up?
He'll have one more chance. Marcelo bursting down the line. He can't go backwards. Goal Machine's won it back, and that's it, game over. We talked about it. This could be the biggest snipe of his career, and he's just come in and took out UNILAD Gorilla. Wow, talk about North America turning up.
The disappointment. The disappointment on his face. It says it all. Not the result he was looking for there. Just could not put the game to rest, and that was the story.